Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is going to be another jam-packed daily cryptocurrency market update. As always, if you are new around here and finding yourself on my channel for the first time today, don't forget to check out that subscribe button because we drop an update just like this one around 1 p.m. UK time every single day to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the cryptocurrency markets, but also the broader markets, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be starting the video off by going over to Eric Balanchunas' Twitter, continuing, and we're going to continue to do this to look at the kind of inflows we've seen in the 10 Bitcoin spot ETFs. We're also going to be looking at CoinShares report published yesterday, which kind of correlate and congregate all the crypto products and derivatives and look at the inflows and outflows of them. And there's some really interesting things in that we're going to be taking a look at. It's kind of in line with what we're seeing with the ETFs, which of course are the largest exchange traded products or exchange traded funds as it relates to crypto. You know, Bitcoin was the first ETF to see $10 billion in terms of volume, in terms of inflows, in terms of get to that size. It took gold 2 years to what Bitcoin did in 2 months. And of course, gold had its ETF in 2004. There's a lot more money out there, so it kind of makes sense that it's faster, but this much faster. It shows a real appetite. And I think it kind of really highlights as well the dying fiat systems that are upon us, and we're going to be doing lots of videos on that and going down that rabbit hole and putting our tinfoil hats on, which we're really excited to do. We want to do a lot more of that with you guys because I created this channel because I honestly believe that through financial education you can change your lives, and I think more people should pay attention to it as it is really central to all our lives. Money in the world that we live, in my opinion, is directly linked with the choices that you can and can't make, and the freedom that comes as a result of that. And we want to help as many people as we possibly can. If you want to take your journey a step further, do consider becoming a Patreon. We are all doing pretty well, if I say so myself, and we've got an entire group of people that can attest to that. So once we've looked at that, we're going to be going over to the Bitcoin chart, of course, Bitcoin progressing in the exact manner we thought it would. We're going to be looking at the Ethereum chart. Ethereum doing very, very well. And you've got ETH BTC setting up. You've also got some really interesting things in ETH dominance setting up, which is projecting that Ethereum is going to gain some serious ground against Bitcoin. We're going to do an entirely separate video on that because that makes we're seeing technically merit that is going to support the fundamentals of an ETH ETF being approved. And we're going to see huge inflows into it. We're seeing all this technically. We're also looking at things like Bitcoin dominance, others dominance. You know, there's lots going on which we can sort of fly by. We're going to be talking about ICP, the internet computer, which we were speaking about just yesterday, and we actually put a leverage trade on, doing well. And this morning it was up 25%. And if you we're on board that, spot or leveraged, and we don't recommend anyone actually, in my opinion, unless you know what you're doing, plays around with leverage in the crypto space because it's the fastest way to lose money. And actually the allure of it is always what you see on Twitter, these people posting 20, 25x leverage trades and showing their results. Ask them for a long dated P&L. I guarantee they won't be able to deliver one because the game of trading is as fake as any other industry. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to master. And I wouldn't even say I'm there yet. And then we're going to be talking about a huge announcement that we have from allincrypto.com. We have updated our portfolio tracker. We're going to be releasing videos on that. For anybody that isn't aware, we do have a portfolio tracker over at allincrypto.com that you guys can utilize to correlate all your crypto in one place. It's totally free. We don't sell any of your data. There's no adverts on our website. And also we've implemented a load of new tools, which we're going to be flying by. So we have a hell of a lot to get into, guys. As always, we spent 3 minutes talking about it. Let's dive into it all. And let's start things off, as always, by looking at Eric Balanchunas' Twitter. Now, this was his post from yesterday. The 10 Bitcoin ETFs, a virtual lock to clock, their second biggest volume day today. So looks like the big dump up in trading activity last week was more the new norm than an anomaly. And you can see this, of course, is the case. Confirmed today, it was the second biggest volume day for the 10. At about $5.5 billion. IBIT alone did $2.4 billion. Wow, this is huge numbers of it, and has crossed the 11 billion AUM mark. Remember, this is only a 2-month-old ETF. Each of them up a 30% in 6 days, which will probably help keep flow ball rolling, getting a bit of ARC mania deja vu. This is spectacular, and we knew this was coming. If you look at what happened with gold and you look at what happened with the SPDR, or the first SPY ETF, S&P ETF, it set in place it essentially opened up and broke down the barriers to capital. And that's what's happened with Bitcoin. And actually, factoid here for you, because we love our factoids, 70% of wealth in the United States is with people 60 and over. The boomers have it all. They had it so easy. No, I'm joking. They've had their own hardships, and I think we do too, and we're at a really interesting point in the kind of entire financial game. Let's look at CoinShares report. Now, this is a really useful tool that we often utilize. Nobody else really looks at this. But you can see massive inflows continued with a further $1.9 billion. US ETFs dominate. This is looking at last week and looking at a number of different products. So not necessarily incorporating all the ETFs here, but you can see you're seeing iShares ETFs, all this kind of stuff. Grayscale, continued outpours. I wish Grayscale would bugger off at this point, but they're here. And I suppose they really were a bit of a trendsetter on all of this. But you can see Bitcoin, the star of the show. You can see the other assets that money flowed into. Ethereum is a big one. I think that's because people know what's coming for Ethereum. Institutional investors follow the charts, or traders, I should say, and the investors basically make the institutional big smart money basically makes those patterns, makes the chart. You can see Solana actually seeing quite a lot of outflows. Binance a little bit up, Litecoin up, short Bitcoin up slightly, Cardano up, XRP getting a bit of a bid, and Chainlink and others actually really being the star of the show. So that's things like Polygon, I believe they represent here. But again, we're seeing real positivity. You know, this is all fundamental and kind of would I say news that accompanies, and I'm just going to pull the volume up on my Bitcoin chart. I don't know why I've got that off. That accompanies our technical roadmap that we set out for Bitcoin that's being followed beautifully. I mean, look at this. It's poetry in motion. The charts are the footprints in the sand. And if you can learn how to read them, learn how to understand them, we teach that, and we teach it for free on YouTube, or we try and do that, you know, you're going to outperform the rest of your peers. Excuse me. So this is the plan. You know, we have a broader target for Bitcoin at 150K. Let's see what it does around about here. Very interesting and key level. We would like actually a little bit of a pullback here. ETH may be due a pullback. Now, I was a bit dubious. This is the Ethereum chart that it was going to pull back here, but it hasn't. It's gone straight through. This is strong. You broke out of a stage 1 base into a stage 2, and this is an uptrend and expect it to continue. And this is where your altcoins are at. So we did give this blueprint or technical roadmap for the internet computer. And just yesterday, we were looking at this. We said this is going to break to the upside, and it did exactly that. Now, this move doesn't seem so massive, but this at one point was nearly a 27% move. And at the time of recording, just today's candle is a 20% move. So pretty spectacular. I actually have higher targets for this, and I do think it's going to get to this broader neckline and ultimately form a broader pattern that's going to see it go to $200 potentially. We'll see. We've got similar things in play for HBAR, Cardano, Polkadot. There's a long list of them. You know, we don't give them all on YouTube. And if you want to unlock my portfolio, do consider becoming a patron. But things are playing out. If you're not making money and benefiting from the moves that you're seeing right now, you're definitely not subscribed to the channel and watching the videos daily. And you're following the wrong people, because this is money-making season. This is moving the needle in your life financially season, and you should be taking advantage of it. You know, this is a flourishing market, and I'm going to be doing a video. I'm not sure when I'm going to release it, where I'm talking about the bond market, and people will say, well, what the hell are you talking about bonds for, All-In? Because you are about to see, I'm going to pull the volume up here, I think the Fed step back in and start buying up bonds, and that's going to pump liquidity through the roof, and you can see the correlation between the Fed's balance sheet and assets. And I think that is technically signaled looking at the TLT, which is the 20-year plus Treasury bonds. You can see, look at the volume you're seeing here. That's insiders buying. You've got that bullish divergence. Very good signal for us. They're going to start bidding up the bond market. I think this is in the form of their adding to their balance sheet. This is going to correlate with our dollar down scenario, which is going to back up our entire macro long risk asset scenario. Bonds are like that big risk asset, essentially. They kind of go up together. You know, there's a lot of really interesting things happening on just the charts, which we've just shown you, but also the macro environment. And I honestly don't think, barring the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Francis Hunt, who goes by the Market Sniper and the Reset Sniper and the Crypto Sniper, which you should all be following at this point, that there's really anybody else that covers the markets in this kind of a 360 view. I really don't think there is. And we're going to be doing a video on who's going to be buying the bonds, who's going to be buying the debt. And I think it's the Fed. We're on the adversary of people who think that rates are going to spike and bonds are going to slip. I actually think they're going to get a bid. And I'm also bullish on housing, which is a very rate-sensitive market, which wouldn't be projecting upside I'll just show you a housing ETF very quickly. You know, I think this is going higher. And I think this could potentially go into new all-time highs. Risk at that point is going to be way higher than it is. Remember, we're bullish on everything, and Bitcoin is... We're not bullish on everything. We're bearish on quite a few things, but we're bearish on the fiat systems, and we're bullish on the adversary of that. It's the great proliferation game, and you can benefit from it by holding assets. And it's why we kind of started the channel. I don't want to go too deep down that rabbit hole. It's a whole video in itself. But what I want to do to kind of finish things off, guys, is share with you a huge announcement for us. If you haven't come and checked our website out, this is going to become your once, whether you like it or not, allincrypto.com is going to become the cryptocurrency website for all of your news, which we already have here, all of your price data. We have tools that we've embedded that allow you guys to create your own account and then create a portfolio. I'm not going to share my portfolio with you, but if you click on portfolio, you'll see we've updated everything. It allows you to correlate and bring all your cryptocurrencies under one roof. Signing up is totally free. We don't use and sell your data. It's your data. And, you know, there's no advertisement on this. But you can search coins, so any coin of your choosing. We've also implemented here under cryptocurrencies some pretty interesting things to help you stay up to date with the latest and greatest things on crypto. And there is a mobile phone version, so you can look at things on the go. You can get updates on your portfolio, alerts whenever new news is released. But if we click the first one, which is price and rank, you can see we have all your coins here, just like on CoinMarketCap. And then if we go to cryptocurrencies and we go to something really interesting, which I use, is crypto exchange data, which is going to show me what exchanges have the most volume, where they're situated. You know, you see lots of these in the Seychelles. Links to the websites. We also have DEX volume. So this is what DEXs are doing the most volume. For anybody that's interested in looking to get involved with DEXs. We also have the Fear and Greed Index. You can see monthly, 1 hour. This has all been added literally yesterday, and a massive shout out to my partner Egon on all this. Where you can convert things into fiat if you're curious. We've also got the crypto tree map that we've just implemented, and you can access all this on mobile, by the way, guys. You know, this is... really, you know, the All-in Crypto is set to become where you get your news, where you use all your tools. You know, it's really set to become your one-stop shop. And that's what we kind of built it to be. And that's what we really, you know, are aiming for it to be exactly that. So do go and check that out. If you're not already created an account over on allincrypto.com, do so. It's totally free. If you want to join the Patreon, there's a link in the description so you can get on board my private community. You'll get access to the Discord. You'll get access to my portfolio. You'll get access to recent updates and more updates and early release podcasts. We've got lots of them coming out. Guys, I've gone on for 13 minutes. That's really all I've got for you. Stick to the plan. If you're not making money right now, what the hell are you doing? And who the hell are you following? On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys and girls. See you in the next one.